Welcome to y'all Power Selection. Today's channel message is going to be what you need to know, what your ancestors, angels, spirit guides want you to know for your highest and greatest good. Confirmations may also come through. So I have separated this into three piles. We have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. I'm going to place some charms on each pile to help you connect and see what message is calling out to you. You may resonate with one message or all messages. It doesn't matter. Just trust your intuition and let's jump right into it. All right. So for pile 1, the dice that you are getting is, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to try to focus. It is looks like an artist or a person drawing another person. There's an image drawing another person, and it seems like that image that's being drawn is not on the canvas. So if that resonates with you, that is your dice for pile 1. For pile 2, you have a crossroad of some sort. Seems like there's two paths here, and there's an image of someone contemplating on what path to take. Okay. All right. And for pile 3, you guys have the butterfly. Let me know if you can see that. All right. Butterfly in the net. These are your dice for pile. What pile is this? Pile 3. So we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And to help you tap in a little bit more, I'm going to pull 3 charms for each pile as well. For pile 1, you have the witch's hat. Okay. For pile 2, you have Mama, M-A-M-A. And then for pile 3, you have the number 8. All right, I'm going to give you guys a few minutes or a few seconds at least to decide what message is calling out to you, and you can check out the description box. There you will find the timestamps for each pile if you want to skip ahead, or you can watch the whole video. Your choice. See you in your pile. Welcome to your pile 1. For those of you that chose this image along with this charm, these messages are going to be for you guys. Let's see what comes out in your pile. All right, so the first card you have is a personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. And make sure this is still in the shot. Okay. You also have speak up. We'll read that at the end. You have the age of light. You've been training for this for lifetime. You also got Angel of Strength in reverse. Let's make some space. Okay, you can also be just tapping in and connecting with the energy. I'm picking up on someone that's a perfectionist, someone that likes to rearrange things, maybe on their desk, on their table, their furniture, really liking to rearrange things. constantly. There is a desire for perfection though. We also have harmony in reverse. Sometimes you may feel as if your shadow be taking control and you're just doing whatever your shadow wants you to do. So there could be a battle between your light here and your dark and trying to tame something as well. I'm hearing big guy, impersonator, or imposter. You could also suffer from imposter syndrome. I'm only mentioning these things so you can kind of like let me know if it resonates with you, if I'm tapped in, if the message, not if I'm tapped in, but if the message resonates with you, because that's the most important part. There's some type of truth that you have that you don't feel comfortable to speak about yet. It's personal to you. You have this hard exterior shell because whatever has happened at that time, you were either innocent or vulnerable, and you do not feel like you wanted anyone to know about this, or you're not trying to have this situation or this disappointment dictate how people perceive you. So, in being in control of the narrative, there is a desire to speak up, but you don't feel like you should. Okay, the cards are saying that you kind of want it to, it'll work itself out. It'll reach its own resolution. That means it's saying that there's something that you can't make peace with, and it feels like whatever this is like a shadow. That's usually what our demons are. Or a shadow is. It's something that protects us. And so your shadow may be trying to protect you by speaking out. Or sometimes your shadow may draw its own conclusions. And so you may be trying to keep your shadow in check so it doesn't draw its own conclusions. You may also deal with anxiety. Alright, so we have the star here. 7 of Wands in reverse. 4 of Cups. Pile 1, it looks like you battle with depression. Yeah, it looks like you battle with depression, anxiety, insomnia. This is also letting me know that you are on some type of mantle. And at times when you get in your own way, you get into these funks, where you start to feel hopeless. Okay. And so you have to constantly flip the perspective, flip the situation to work for you so you don't get in your own way. So you try to keep a very optimistic point of view about things that have happened. It's like, I choose to be happy. I choose to see things from a different perspective. I'm not going to allow my dark thoughts to take control of me. I'm going to find the light in the situation, even though I don't feel at my strongest, even though I don't feel at my most peaceful. This is kind of like faking it until you make it. I don't see anything wrong with it, but I do feel like you are battling. They're not saying anything is wrong with it. I think they just want you to know they know how difficult it is for you to carry this, to bury this, to keep this to yourself. Some either this is your image that could potentially affect you, your reputation, or this is a reputation of someone famous, respectable, um, that you look up to. So it feels like someone that's reputable, respectable. You look up to this person. They have stolen some type of innocence. They have done something to you before in the past, or something that you are aware of. And so the moment something happened, this may be the first time this shadow came on. Like, this is like when you're, I don't know why I'm hearing Justin Bieber, but this is like the first time you became aware that that your light attracts predators, pedophiles, abusers. And it predates to many lifetimes, but in this lifetime specifically, it seems like you looked up to this person, so it was the closest person to you, or someone that would be respectable or reputable. But to speak your truth, it would be equivalent to tarnishing your own reputation in the meantime, or everyone looking at you like a helpless victim, like, oh, I'm sorry, or pitying you. So there's something about you not wanting to live a life where a reputation follows you, or pity follows you. And so you never get to experience the other side of that liberation by having the strength to speak your truth, to put it out there, to speak up, to ring the alarm, because you've been through this too long. You know a lot, you've seen a lot, and with harmony, you just can't make peace with it. I feel like something in your closet, something that you know about, things that you have seen, no one would believe you. There's this energy where you feel like the world wouldn't believe you because they want to be lied to. So this would be like you telling on R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying? You telling on P. Diddy, you telling on someone that's up there, or you telling on your pastor, or you telling on your parent. Everyone would say, oh yeah, see, because of that person's mantle, you feel like everyone would say, oh yeah, you're just trying to be relevant. You just want to be important. Why now? Why now say something? Why you didn't say it to begin with? Why you didn't speak up then? Your reasons are your reasons. What this is saying is that because of the world that you live in, it doesn't make you feel like you want to say something. You don't feel like you can. You want to just keep the peace. But in order to keep the peace for other people, it disturbs your peace. It makes you feel like an imposter to yourself. Let's see what your future self has to say about this. So I do see here for your situation in particularly, you're going to start, getting a lot of prospects, getting a lot of opportunities, and it's like you taking something that was meant to break you and putting it in the sea of forgetfulness, but then also managing, like, you not wanting to take it upon yourself to destroy other people's perception of situation or person. It's like you gain a new sense of awareness about the world, and everything comes full circle. Even if it's not in this lifetime, you're kind of thankful to these experiences, because if those people didn't do that to you, you wouldn't be as creative as you are. I feel like you wouldn't have such an emotional capacity. You wouldn't have a very deep emotional capacity to continuously give to so many people. So I wouldn't say that it humbled you. What I would say is that it helps you keep your soul intact. Something about your soul being intact and anything that you manifest, anything that you put out there, you feel proud about it. You feel proud about the finished product, and you feel like you did it from a space of love. And so seeing such darkness, maybe in the industry, maybe in a church, maybe in your upbringing, has given you a perspective that even you don't, I don't feel like even you thought you could have, you know, made it to, but you reinvented yourself, rebranded yourself, and you dealt with the dark days that came with it. You dealt with the sleepless nights, the cold sweats. You've dealt with it. And so look, your future self is saying you do find harmony. You do feel content. All is well in the world. And it does feel like you get out of your own way. For many of you as well, if this was a blockage that was preventing you from allowing love in, you will allow someone to love you. So your card for speak up is, if you avoid conflict, what? If you avoid conflict to keep the peace, you start a war inside you. I'm telling you, that's what you were doing. Your future self comes in to say, you shining light in on something, and you kind of using how you didn't give up even though this happened, even though this was a reality. Something that was meant to defeat you, break you, make you stop. You don't do it. And so that conflict, I feel like you make peace with it. Some of you guys are actually going to put this in like a project. You're going to pour your heart and soul into like a project that you will share with the world. And it will tell a story of the conflicts that you were avoiding, the peace you made with it because of the damage it was doing to you. So kudos to you, Power One. I hope these messages find you well, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Power Two, what is good? Those of y'all that were drawn to the crossroads. Meet me at the crossroads so you don't get lonely. Meet me at the crossroads so you don't get lonely. And then we have Mama. Okay, now this can be a loved one that passed away. I'm sorry, Mama. I never meant to hurt you. But tonight, I'm cleaning out my closet. Okay, so there could be some things that you aren't proud of, or some things about your mother that you feel like you have to make peace with before you cross over. Take it how it resonates, because again, we're talking about the crossroads here. With some secrets that you are keeping in regards to a mother figure. Let's see. All right, so we have last quarter moon in Capricorn. Leave the past behind. You also have the authenticity card, but we're going to read that in the end. Okay. You have weight of the world, boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. We have dice, chance. So off rip, I'm getting this energy of you looking back on your life. And we have the angel of balance and wanting to make peace with some type of memory that you experienced with anybody. Okay. It's a very peculiar thing to look back on, because with dice and chance here, when you look back on it, you may ask yourself, how did you find yourself in this situation? And in as much as you may hate looking back on it, you have to look that far back, because that's when your sense of security, it's when your development, right? It's in your parenting. Some of y'all grew up with single parents. But with boundaries, it's where you have to go back and recall, like, okay, when did I develop this sense of, weak boundaries? Who did it start with? Where did it start? how is it that I have this pattern of allowing people to walk all over me, allow people to ignore my words when I say no? Many of you have had the word no used as a weaponizing against you. Yeah, retaliation. So you may recall your earliest memories. This could also be a past life regression as well. Okay, but it's like recalling your earliest memories. Um, and it may go really deep, but I feel like you want to make peace with it before someone crosses over, like before someone passes away, before someone crosses over. You kind of are in this energy of wanting to make peace with it, or someone, or maybe a mother figure wants to make peace with you before they pass away. Okay. Maybe, I keep saying maybe because this is a very fragile reading. Okay. This one is very fragile to me. Um, but I am getting it. Every time I say maybe, it's like I know where it comes from, but I'm doubting that that's the source or that's the origination. But in so many ways, if someone in your life that you respect emotionally dump piled on you or treated you a certain type of way because of what happened to them when they were younger, you may have felt like you hoarded or carried so much grievance and you may have taken it for yourself. But the truth of the matter is, someone else was projecting their demons onto you, and you just absorbed it. And as long as you walked around carrying it, whoever you respected felt better about themselves. I know that's fucked up, but it's like as long as they felt like you were keeping their secret or you carried their burden, they felt like I can feel better about my life. It's almost like it. This is so fucked up, y'all. It's almost like the person that you respected the most, the last person you would ever expect to do this, wanted to see you hindered. And that may be very hard to remember or to like, when did I start to absorb this person's personality traits? When did I start to behave like them? How did I let them? When did I become the dumpster? When did I become the trash bin for this person's computing their mental capacity to compute or hold on to their own shit? And I feel like as you got older and as you started to date in your relationships and your friendships, you may feel like you are left holding the bag. And in a lot of times, maybe you have acted out in certain ways where you're not too proud of. But the reason why you behaviorally respond a certain type of way, it has something to do with you kind of being sick and tired of being even asked. I feel like you don't want to be asked to do certain things. You don't want people to only come to you for something. But at the same time, you only know how to connect with people through that type of transaction. You know, if I'm connecting with you, it got to be for a reason. If I'm talking to you, it got to be for a reason. And so there's this learned language of communication and interaction. It almost feels foreign a little bit to just hang out with a person, talk with a person, and there's nothing expected of either of you. Mm. So you could be a therapist, you could be a psychologist, you could be a nurse. Jobs where you take on the weight of the world in order for you to really help other people and help them solve their problems or help guide them through navigating their subconscious realm, their past experiences or whatever it is that you do. You have to start with yourself and ask yourself, where did you pick up poor boundaries? Why is it the only way that you're able to connect with people is when you're relieving them of something? There's something about you being only able to relieve people, but no one can relieve you. And so sometimes when you act a certain type of way, people don't expect you to act a certain type of way. But the truth of the matter is, this has been, whenever you do act out or you do have a behavioral response to certain things, it's stemming from repressed, never having relief, and then you finally explode or crash out, or do something that makes you look back on it like, that's so fucked up. That's so fucked up. I didn't have to go that far. Or I didn't have to do that. I ain't gonna lie, this is also cards where that cycle may repeat itself, because once you look back on it and you feel like you did something fucked up, you then obligate yourself to that person as a way to, it's like, I deserve to do this, I deserve to be burnt out again, I deserve to be overworked again, because what I did was fucked up. And so you blame yourself by taking accountability to perpetuate this cycle of, I allow. I don't like it, but I'm saying I do. No one knows that I don't like it, but I'm expecting them to. And then I make it back to the situation where I then retaliate out of frustration. And then I feel bad about what I did. So now I'm making it up to them. And so some of you guys, that's that same cycle that you may have had with a parental figure or someone that you respected, where they say, sit down, sit down, sit down. They're already stressed out. They keep saying, sit down, sit down, sit down. And then one day they walk in the room and they beat you like a fucking Hebrew slave. And some of y'all, they apologize. Others of you, you can tell, like, well, okay, I did deserve that because they have been telling me, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. So now I am, now I have to allow them to beat me because I didn't listen. I wasn't obedient. This is like, it's a lot to recall. But I feel like this was done to their parent. It was done there before them, and it was something that was perpetual. This is something that was passed down. But when it comes to you, it doesn't have to continue with you. You don't have to get to the point of frustration if you would start practicing speaking your truth and your authenticity. From the moment that a person asks you for something, you're expecting them to empathize with you and know not to ask you or to read your fucking mind. No, you need to be saying, I do not want to. No. Boundaries. No. Say it with me. No. So this way, the cat, the dog, don't have to fucking get the bare end of it. Okay? If you have children, they don't have to get the bare end of it. If you have friends or lovers, they don't have to take they don't have to. But it's almost as if someone gave it to you to bear, and you felt like it was white. It was right. It was right. They feel better. You feel heavy, and now you don't know why you feel off. So some of you guys could have come across a earth angel, and this is like there could be a situation where you come across someone that's like an earth angel, and you realize that your frustrations taken out on someone innocent that have absolutely nothing to do with nothing. And when you think back about it, there's pain here. I'm feeling it, like right here with dice and balance. This is like, when I think back, there's a chance that you may have done something. There's a chance you may have taken it out on the wrong person. And if it's eating you up. It's going to eat you up. Fuck. We have restriction, limitation, progress, obstacle delays for 3 of Wands. So there may be, you may want to like talk to someone, have a conversation with them. This could be an emotional trigger. Like anytime you think about something, again with this Empress energy. There could also be something that you want to do. You may want to travel. You may want to leave the house. You may want to leave the nest. You may want to be yourself. But you may feel like because someone said something to you and you respected their opinion, that it destabilized you and your security, your stability. I feel like you're remothering yourself. You're re-nurturing yourself. There's something about here. I'm also seeing this where you wonder, this has something to do with your love life now, but it stems from your mother wound. Period. And something you need to make peace with this lifetime. Because it seems like you're in a relationship or you deal with relationships where you're mad at one person, but you take it out on innocent people. And it's because you hate that you keep falling for someone's lies or you're weak to someone. So you may tend to get upset when people call you out, or maybe they call out someone that you feel for, or something's embarrassing. Because I'm hearing I'm going to stick beside them. So when you start to feel like a failure or you're allowing someone to get over on you, you may tend to blame everyone else but the motherfucker that's doing it to you. Because at the end of the day, the reason why you can't even blame this person is because if we're being honest, the poor personal boundaries started a long fucking time ago. And everybody that you meet along the way are simply just earth angels that bear the consequence of your experience, of your unresolved issues. So they get hit. You know what I'm saying? They take an emotional hit. They take a physical hit. Because it's easier to blame someone else for your discomforts. But really, this is like you got to evaluate yourself. What does your future self have to say? What's your future self have to say about this? You're going to look back on yourself, and you're going to become very successful because you start, like, you're going to tell anyone, you're going to tell people, you're going to use whatever platform you have, whatever success that you currently have, and you're going to tell people straight up, I was a bitch. I was a bully. I was jealous of other people. I see you standing on stages, hosting, seminars, and you're over here, calling yourself out like no one could love me because I was this fucked up of a person. And so you take something that used to disempower you and you empower others. And I do feel like it gives you a sense of purpose, because a part of your karma and a part of your lessons, it's like you now, instead of directing your anger or your vengeance on the wrong people, you want to save every other girl that ever experienced this or every other young boy that ever had to endure this. It's something like that. It's like if I'm going to look back on my life, I'm going to look back on it in a way where I can bring peace to these areas, because I too used to be one of those motherfuckers that blamed everyone else but the person cheated on me, that made excuses for my parents, that like you're having a spiritual awakening. All these red cards, yeah, this is your root chakra. And you stand for something. You finally stand up for something. You stand for something, and you stand against a certain type of, people that will do anything for their own self-interest, selfish. You feel proud about learning how to take your power back and defend yourself against these types of fucking predators. Like I said, it seems like you dealt with predators. And it seemed like the biggest predator was the person you respected the most, the person you was familiar with the most. Some of y'all is your mama, your daddy, your pastor. They did a fucking number on you. You love them. But how could they love you if they didn't love themselves? And how were you any different if you didn't do things differently? So you're breaking a very, very serious generational curse. Some of you guys, this is like you feel this way about both your fucking parents, and this is like something that you don't want to take into your life when you have your children. You may have dealt with a situation where your dad lied on your mom. Your mom became jealous of your relationship with your dad. Like there's just like this woo. It's feeling like you were more special. I see you being a star, having influence, and using your story, and it no longer lingers like a secret. But you get to share the intimate parts of you that liberates people in their subconscious mind. And that's the power of your authenticity. You can have whatever you want. You are not, no matter what circumstances you grow up in, look at me. You are not subject to have to endure these types of things, to have to perpetuate these things in your life. So you're doing great work. Your future self is commending you for going back, having those regressions, putting in that work. And it took work. This didn't happen overnight. It took shadow work. You had to really reprogram yourself like a computer and stop being the trash bin and start being the software, start being the hardware, the software, and take complete ownership of your life. So you got the authenticity card. And it says, live life for you, not the audience in your head. Sheesh. Listen, these are all the messages that I have for you. Until next time. All right, Pal 3. So there are a lot of messages coming out for you guys. First, let's talk about what you chose. If you were drawn to the butterfly in the net and the number 8, okay, here's what it looks like. This is your reading. I'm going to be a little bit all over the place in your message, to be 100% honest with you, because so much happened, okay? Just getting this reading out, just getting this particular message out specifically. First of all, I don't know whether the cards are upright, in reverse, or what direction that they're supposed to be in. So that right there is a message for me in itself. How that came to happen, when I wrapped up Pal 2, I had to run some errands. So I had to stop what I was doing and go do some other things that needed my immediate attention, right? So off rip, this tells me, Pal 3, that you guys are doing a lot of things on your own. You have a lot of responsibilities to take care of. And so you have to constantly prioritize your life in sequential order, or maybe it's completely out of your order and you guys are my most flexible pile that has to just kind of go with it. Go with the flow. Okay, because when you try to make plans, or you try to just control the narrative, or just check off everything on the list, something always interrupts, something always happens. And it almost feels like, you guys ever heard of that folklore tale where it's kind of like, there's like this folklore movie. I don't know what it's called, but like the day that this child was born, it's like an omen, okay? And so from the day that this child was born, it's supposed to be like this special gifted child. And there's like these gremlins or whatever or these gremlins or these trolls, I don't know what they call them, but they pretty much look for these special babies, and they try to pretty much kidnap them, okay, or take them, and then it's like really, really special, really, really tasty, and then they put them in this thing, and it feeds this even bigger goblin. Leading up to taking the child, a lot of bad things happen, okay? But you're always saved in the nick of time. So in the movie, a lot of bad things was happening to this girl. Everything she did, it was like people didn't want to work with her. It was always something following her. Not necessarily her. She doesn't even know what's happening. It just kind of feels like, she ended up in foster care. She ends up never really belonging anywhere, never really knowing who she is, kind of feeling like a lost person, but she's really extra special. And damn, I wish I could remember the name of this movie. It's like a TV show, actually. But just this whole idea of, how they bad luck follows you, it's kind of like, it gives that vibe a little bit, where it's always a wild card, it's always unpredictable, it always seems like something is doing it. And in the TV show, something was doing it. Okay. Now let's jump to the part where I came back prior to doing this reading. I had to deal with the dogs, I had to do some other things, and it didn't bother me because I'm used to it. So something was like, okay, should I go do this first or should I just do the reading? And so I had multiple voices, one saying, okay, go do this first, or wait, you can just do it when you come back. And then it was like, okay, well, I'm gonna do this first, and then it's like, no, we'll do this first. And so I'm having this conversation in my head about when I should do this reading or when it's time to do it. And here we are. So I come to the decks, I'm reaching to my left to grab the pile, and I'm trying to put it here. And then I realized that before I left, I absent-mindedly took all the cards, mixed them with the prior two piles, and then I just threw the charms in the charm bin. I don't even know how I just did that. Okay, so there's something about, absent-mindedly doing things. That's something that I never do. And that's what made it. These are the things that stuck out to me because these are some of the things that never fucking happen. Okay, on a regular basis. And so I'm like, why today out of all days does it just seem like bad things are happening? It was a whole mess. Series of events kind of when it plays out. And it's like, okay. So it's like Spirit is pretty much saying, do this reading, get it out the way so the energy around you can restore back to normal. Because this feels like, I don't fucking know, but it's definitely wild. And so when I pull the charm out of the container, this is the charm that it was sitting on. So this was upright. And so I had to move it around to remember that if this was the right charm, or the right dice. But this is the cookie mark. So it's like a gremlin. He's like eating a cookie, being very greedy, and his teeth are like super sharp. And so it just brought all of that to my attention. And then here, with the net here, it's like catching something beautiful that has undergone a lot of transformation. So butterflies can be very significant to the transformations and the breaking of karma and different things that you may have had to do. Because it's like your birth is an omen or something like that. You are a wild card in some capacity. So we're going to put this over here. All right. So again, I don't know what direction these cards are going to go in. So we're gonna start from where we're at because you can't focus on. It seems like with you guys, the message for you is like you can't focus on or dwell too long on what caused this to happen. You got to just keep moving forward. Whether it's something on you, something attached to you, or something that is assigned to you or meant to handle you, you do not have time to focus on why would I do this? Why did this happen to me? Because if you do, it will consume you. Like I told you in the thing, like there's this energy that eats it up. Okay. See, the dice just fucking fell. See, anytime you have to say oops or you drop something or there's a mistake, don't dwell on it. Just keep fucking going because you're transforming something. You're breaking, like you're transforming. And so you have to let them think they caught you, or you have to let this energy feel like it has you. And then even if it has you in its grasp, some way, somehow, you're going to be saved in the nick of time. So I keep getting. Okay, so we have abundant. Especially, like I said, this is your divinity, your inheritance, or something like that. We have infinite potential in reverse. Something does not want you to believe that anything is possible. Okay. It says, breathe, breath of the cosmos, may will thy will, micromanaging the universe. Oh, oh yeah, this is like you were spoken into existence. You were prophesied. That's what it's giving me, y'all. My will to thy will. So you this is giving like a divine child, micromanaging the universe. So there are people that are handling, micromanaging, and oppressing the universe, the creation. And you were spoken into existence, that it was prophesied that you would come and you would pretty much set people free that have been micromanaged. So a lot of you were either micromanaged yourself, oppressed yourself, or you can't stand a bully, or you can't stand people being micromanaged or oppressed. Okay, we have I don't know how to say this. I think it's Amrama. Correct me if I'm wrong. Where are you being called to journey to? This is so significant, y'all. Okay. We're gonna get you got the body here. So it's like you're the divine in a human form, experiencing itself. But we're gonna read that last. Then you have full moon in Scorpio, transformation again with the butterfly. Breathe through the tension. Breath, breathe, breath, breathe. You have to do a lot of woosah. You deal with a lot of anxiety. You deal with you have to deal with a lot of experiences like that forces you to see things in different ways and different perspectives. Otherwise, the situation would micromanage you and you would be nothing more than a sheep. You'd be nothing more than a part of the show. So you are in some way, you're having a breakthrough, and it's meant to be so toxic that the tension makes you feel out of your skin, out of your body. Makes you want to leave this planet, leave this earth. You know that you're different. And so people are sent to handle you. Jobs are sent to handle you. Situations are sent to handle you, take you out of there. And you're fucking working, you are raw creator energy in the flesh. Y'all, this is deeper than I thought. Okay. And so you are like, when they say evil communication corrupts good manners, what they're really saying is anywhere that you go, you rub off on people. Yeah, you don't even have to talk to them or say anything. You don't even have to look at them. Because your aura or your energy is in the environment, you attract it. You attract gremlins, demons. So you're a demon slayer, pretty much. You okay? And I feel like a lot of demons be the ones that want to tell you like bless you. It'd be like an oxymoron or something. It'd be something that's riddled in stagnation. So we have the Eight of Cups in reverse. The World. So right now during this time of retrograde energy, something is trying to gobble you up, eat you up. Cookie. They want you to accept all cookies. And it seems like you won't click the button. Something about you won't click the bait, you won't click the button, you won't fall for something, and it's making them mad. And so something needs to trip you up or make it hard for you to get ahead fast and throw your energy off. Okay? And so you become like, you know what, the world is never going to accept me. The world is never going to change. I can't do this anymore. I might as well go back to that family figure. I might as well go back to that friend. I might as well go back to that lover. I might as well go back to being micromanaged because I can't do it on my own. Maybe you deal with a lot of, ain't no fucking maybe. You deal with a lot of people that they know that you are special. They know that something is different about you than them because you get what you want. Even if you go back to something, it still works for you. You're not broken. You don't necessarily need it. You may choose bad choices for yourself, but you don't need it to survive. You make people that actually need it to feel secure in themselves hate your very existence. With the World card here, this is saying it don't matter where you go, whether it's social media, in person, people will always feel as if you are a constant reminder that they are not original. They can't give to everyone else. They can duplicate what you do, but they're not they don't have this, they don't have like O blood or something like that. They ain't from the O blood. they can't give to everybody. Okay. They can't adapt and resonate with everybody. But they can make another one of you, but they can't receive of you. Something about them won't allow them to receive of you. But you can give without sacrificing yourself. And they have to actually sacrifice themselves, lose themselves, fragment themselves. But you do not have that same type. You don't have that. You know how everything in nature can, before they can, did you know that blood has a frequency? I mean, I'm sure you know that, but you know how it can be smelt. It can be sensed. You know how you can smell the iron. You can smell the difference. You can even taste it in the air. If you ever around certain types of blood, if you're close to it, your hairs on your body can stand up. Something about it is magnetic. And so right now it's giving me where there's this universal energy or narrative that has been assigned to seek your kind out of this world and to remind you that you can't ever be nothing or do nothing without your handler. You can never manifest anything in this world without having someone attached to you, and that's a lie. So where are you being called to? Let's see what your future self has to say, because you're the wild card. Abundance, King of Pentacles, the Empress. Oh my God. Three of Cups, third party situations. See, I'm dropping shit, being clumsy, doubting, stuff like that. It seems like someone wants a blended family situation. So your future self is pretty much saying that I feel like that's your past, but your future self is saying that there is someone that will be reliable. There is someone that will treat you right. There is someone that will know your worth. They will respect your nature. And they also will protect you from gossip. So being connected to someone that is not trying to be on your level, they're not trying to control you, they're not trying to be this power couple dynamic. They are, like I said, it's giving me this energy of they want to protect you in a world world or society that does not want to accept you. So with you being in divine energy, this is saying you barely work, you barely have to do anything. You're able to just enjoy your leisure. If you want to do something, you're doing it for pure pleasure and desire, not because you have to make ends meet or participate in the economy or be micromanaged in any capacity. Not even this person micromanages you. There will always be gossip. There will always be a slighted, narrative around this type of dynamic. People will try to come towards you on social media and they will be like, oh, you're nothing more than a scandal. You're nothing more. This person doesn't love you. They barely even spend time with you. So it seems like this person does all the working and you just do nothing. And people that wish that they had your life gossip and they hate on you. But it's because they want your life and they can't have it. And I do feel like there's a third party energy that felt like the moment someone met you, the moment that someone laid eyes on you, it was over for them. And so they stalk you on social media because they fear the day that this person identifies you or recognizes you in real life. I don't know. I feel like this person, the third party, may have put two and two together before them. And so you go through a lot of projection of wondering. This is like wanting you not to believe that you deserve something. And you know what the crazy part about it is? The person with the least, the person that's really beneath you, intimidated by you, or the one that's needy, that person, they're like this. There's this false femininity energy. They have to overdo, overgive, overshare. You need anything? You want anything? Hold your hands, get a napkin, wipe your face. There's this false sense of divine feminine energy that has been reduced down to mere caretaker. Okay. It's giving like that Keisha Kior energy. Or I have to make sure that I hand to you that you don't have your own psychotic breaks and you remain operating in a certain way. I can control this environment. I can control this reality. That's that codependent energy. And like prior to this situation on a higher level with a more abundant new level next tax bracket type of energy, you've also dealt with this same type of third party dynamic with someone that was karmic to you. And that person is like a super gremlin. What does your future self want to tell you? Oh my goodness. Okay, so if you've been wondering how this all comes about, 7, 8, 9, 6, 7. How this all comes about is they stay up all night, They can't stop thinking about you. They want to reveal to you their feelings about you. They want to tell you the truth. And they just finally do it one day. They finally overcome their fears and just say, you know what? I like you. I like you. I know I'm very ambitious. I know I have a lot of things. I'm a very busy man or woman, but I just wanted to tell you the truth. The truth is that once I met you, because we have the world card here, so there could be travel involved. Like once I met you, once I saw you, there was no going back for me. Now, this person may be afraid or anxious about how you may respond. They may be, your future self is telling this person's going to be anxious and nervous about how you respond. Little do they know, when they confess and they lay their burdens down, you open up immediately to this person. You feel actually happy and relieved that this person finally told you the truth that they were hesitating to tell you all along, which may have played a role in you feeling like the reason why you don't hear from them or the reason why they never talk to you. Maybe at some point it affected your confidence in some way, as far as like maybe you're not enough. But little do you know, the whole time this person, it doesn't matter your status, it doesn't matter what life, what level you come from, the status you come from, this person adores you. I think that this person, if you felt like this person was afraid of other people knowing that or gossip, it's like your future self is saying they revealed to you what their biggest fear was. And look at you guys. And love. Love, 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 love. And there's nothing to fear moving forward. So something sets you free. And all is well, all is forgiven, and you feel good in your body, you feel good in your skin. Something about the body could have been significant. This could have been like maybe you felt like you weren't someone's type or their expectation, and your future self is pretty much saying that you are exactly this person's type, and you will know one day when you get to the point on the timeline where this happens. Okay, so your body deserves your love. I'm also seeing you reprioritize. I heard reprioritize. Okay, you prioritize your body. You prioritize how you feel good in your skin. Whether it's what you're putting in it through your mouth or whether you're putting on it. Either way it go, it's going to be a representation of what you want. You're not going to care what anyone else thinks about it, because you now officially know that you are someone so special. Okay? And that's why you had so many trolls. That's why you had so many goblins. That's why you had so many demons that was, looking for you, because you are essentially, you're like a royal bloodline. You're like a reincarnation of source. It's in your DNA. Okay, so this is all I have for you. Whew. Wow, 3. Y'all took me through there. Had me on the edge of my seat. Okay, now I can put the guards back. The guards back? I don't know. Love you guys. Bye.